Oh, okay.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay. This is the second house that I lived in here in Gardena, right over here. We moved in here in 1953, bought it brand new for a cost of $12,000. 3-bedroom house with a nice big backyard, a nice good sized front yard. You don't get those anymore. They build the houses almost touching these days, you know. And this one still has the original old windows too. That's how it looked when we bought it. And on each end, those windows crank and come out. That was the style then. So all these other houses that you see all these modern windows on, they've all been replaced. They're not original. That's the original look right there. And it's amazing. On the other block, my old house is the only one still standing in the whole side of the street. And here, it's the only one that's still original. Well, what do you make of that? That's something. Anyway, that's the second home, and this whole tract consists of 59 homes. They were all built in 1952.
What was it like here in 52? Did it look the same? And
well, except for some of these modernizations on the houses, yeah, basically the same.
what kind of people were living here?
Well, back in those days, it was all white, and most of the mothers were home with the kids. The fathers were able to make enough money to make ends meet back in those days, unlike now, where if you don't have 2 incomes coming in, you don't make it. But back in these days, my dad's salary gross was $100 a week, and he probably got home after taxes and deductions with about $94, $95 of it. And out of that, he paid the house payment on the house, a car payment, supported a wife and 3 kids. We never went for anything. We had everything we needed. You couldn't do that now with 3 or 4 times that much money. That's a shame too, because everything was better when the mothers were at home. Nowadays, with the mothers out of the house and the kids, you know how they're going. It's just isn't the same as it used to be. But yeah, these were better days, I think. Back in these days, we had the helmsman brought the bread, the Carnation truck brought the milk and the cottage cheese and the eggs and all of that stuff right to your door. We had an ice cream truck that came by about 2 times a day, and everybody loved the old ice cream man. His name was Hoppy. They called him that because he had an artificial leg. He had lost one of his legs in World War I. And back in those days, the artificial legs didn't flex or anything like the new ones do now. So he had a pronounced limp. So the kids all called him Hoppy, and that's what he was known as in all these neighborhoods. So yeah, that's some of what life was like here in this area then. You could get a popsicle for a nickel. You could get a drumstick for 12 cents. And when the helmsman came around, you could get a jelly-filled donut for a dime. So yeah, it was good times. Yeah, it's a lot better than today. Kind of makes me long for those days, you know it? Really does. Yeah, I'd like to go back and live them days again.